So what is the importance of this OTS summit? Let's discuss this. Joining me now here in the studios is Zeynep Oktav. She is a professor of international relations at Istanbul Medeniyet University. Thanks very much, Professor, for joining us here on TRT World Now. Right before the president left for Uzbekistan to attend the summit, he said that Turkic Council, this meeting is going to help member nations in deepening their ties. How will they do so?
As you all know, this organization has 10 summits so far, and this organization is supposed to be a unification on the basis of culture, language, and geography, and they try to adopt a common alphabet, for example. This is very important. Language is very important for the unification of these states. But on the other hand, I'm very much wondering about the future of this organization, whether it will be an organization on the basis of military security, for example. It emphasizes the security, technological cooperation among these member states, but in the future, it is very interesting, I'm very curious about it will develop into another one, and it will be an organization on the basis of military security cooperation. This will be a very big question mark in my mind because from the perspective of the global actors, this organization will remain or is supposed to remain an organization, unifying the member states only on the basis of culture, and the geographical position, location of these countries will have unifying effect among the member states. But when taken into consideration the current crisis on the global level, you see the function of this organization will grow and will be more and more effective because we are talking about a geography. It is in the situation of conflict-ridden situation. I'm talking about the Ukraine crisis, for example. At a time we are going through a time where the Ukraine crisis is escalating, unfortunately, and therefore the formation of this Turkic Council and its feature is of very much crucial importance and very important. I'm very much curious about the future of this organization, whether it will remain only on the basis of an organization on the basis of culture and history,
Or it could become something bigger.
Or bigger, yes.
Okay. Great points there. Now, you mentioned cooperation there. Certainly over the past 5 years, we have seen tremendous cooperation among Turkic states. For example, Hungary was granted an observer status in 2018. Then Uzbekistan became a full member in 2019. Then last year, Turkmenistan was granted an observer status. And this year, we're expecting Turkmenistan to become a full member. I want to focus on Turkmenistan for a second here. What kind of value do you think Turkmenistan is going to add to this organization?
Cafer Bey, Turkmenistan is very interesting country. When you looking closely, you automatically see the natural resources of Turkmenistan is immense. Is very big, and it's oil and natural gas. We have special relations with Turkmenistan. Our president has very close relations with the president of Turkmenistan. Therefore, it's becoming full member of this organization will be an added asset to the organization. And unfortunately, it was only an observer, just like Hungary. But now it is a good news for all the member states that it will be a full member of the organization because its natural resources very big, very rich, as you know, and just like the other members of the organization.
Now, a few moments ago, you mentioned what would be interesting to see is whether or not the Turkic Council remains a council based on shared culture and language, or
economic, trade, and it will be, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's fine, totally fine. So what I was going to ask you is, if it does become something bigger, if we do see other sort of alliances being formed among the Turkic Council members, how do you think the United States and other major Western countries are going to look at this council?
And this is also a big question, I mean, in my mind. When looking closely, the population of these member states, a percentage of, an important percentage of their population is of Russian origin. First of all, Russia also wants to look to this organization as a one only on the basis of culture, trade, economy, etc., etc. But when it comes to the military security alliance, Russia, leave aside United States, even Russia has very big reservations concerning the possible
But do you
development
think
of
those
this.
reservations could stop Turkic
Stop,
Council from becoming
yes, in
a
my,
much bigger alliance?
I'm sure it will stop. But we are going through a very interesting period. I mean, we are going through a very interesting international system dynamics. When look at the Ukraine crisis, Russia, I'm sure, is happy with the integration of these member states because Putin's priority is to prevent United States and its allies from entering this geography, I mean Central Asia and South Caucasus.
All right, Professor Zeynep Oktav, thanks very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking
Thank
out
you.
the time.